Last episode, I told you to give the fear a job, a tripwire into pre-made decision. But I left out the other half because you can have the best plan ever written on paper and the fear will still run. Here's the part that nobody tells you. For me, 9 years of this business not dying, not falling apart, has not made me less afraid that it will fall apart. Crazy how it works like that. Survival genuinely didn't quiet the fear. And for a long time, I genuinely couldn't figure out why. I'm Diego, D-I-E-G-O. Welcome to Modern Grower, and let's explore that why. Here we go. The reason it turned out to be almost mechanical. The fear doesn't update itself. It doesn't sit there going, well, we can make it another year. Threat level's been reduced. It can't take in evidence on its own. You have to make it look, or I should even say force it to look. Left alone, that fear just keeps running on old data. Hey, remember that thing that happened in the past? It could happen again, but that was 15 years ago, and look what I've done since. It doesn't matter. It happened once. Better keep an eye on it. Mine ran so much and still does. I shouldn't talk like this is only in the past. There's still some fear there. But mine runs on those early years of entrepreneurship. The year it really could have gone all the way. The year the doubt got installed in the first place. And every year since, I've gotten better as a business owner. The business has gotten better. The financials of the business have gotten better. My family as a whole have become better off financially. So we've improved, but that failure anchor is still there. And it's hard to explain why this is because the foundations got wider, the footing's more solid, the whole thing's harder to kill, and my fear doesn't know. It doesn't want to acknowledge it. It's still operating on that one threat model from the single scariest time period and most stressful time period that I ever had. That is the trap. You can survive for a decade and it still feels like scary time because nobody ever sat down the fear and showed it what year it actually is, where we were and where we aren't. This isn't a mindset fix. It's a mechanism. You have to feed the fear reality on a schedule. It gets hungry. Keep feeding it. Once a quarter, once a month, whatever, some time period. Sit down with the real picture of your business. And not to do your books. You're not balancing anything. We're not in QuickBooks here. You're sitting down with the truth on purpose. What you actually owe. What's in the bank. Where the money comes from now. And how many different places it comes from compared to back then. You're trying to think about the business and just say, what is working? Am I growing? If I am, what does the growth actually mean? Do I have more in the bank now than I did last year? Do I have less debt than I did last year? You're proving it. This is not bookkeeping. This is a scoreboard that's updating a threat. It's the only way fear ever gets new information. It's you intentionally feeding it this information saying, look at what I have done. I am here. The Knicks just won the NBA Finals, first time in 53 years. And I heard an interview with Jalen Brunson about what he was thinking about in that game. And he just said, I went back to all those times in the gym when it was just me. So here he is in one of the most pressure-filled moments of his career, very nervous. And he goes back in himself and just says, look at who I am. Look at what I've done. Look at where I've been. I'm a champion. I can do this. And you will need to do this. It sounds woo-woo, but I'm telling you, without it, you run on the emotions from the past forever. I'm living proof. Survival was real the whole time. There was never a huge chance of us failing. since I had those bad early entrepreneur experience, yet I felt fearful. The fear had just never gotten the menu that we were doing better because I never sat down and showed it the menu. And this is the part that isn't a technique, and it might be the most important thing that I say the whole series. The goal is not zero fear. I used to think the win was waking up one day and not being afraid anymore. In fact, I would ask entrepreneurs that I knew or on the podcast, do you ever feel like when it gets easy? When do you feel like it just gets easy? It's never that way. It's just not. A founder with no fear stops adapting and refining. They stop holding cash. They stop keeping options on the shelf. A little bit of fear is exactly what makes you do the smart, boring, protective things to stay in business for the long run. You don't want no fear. You don't want to kill it. You just want to calibrate it. So how do you know if it's calibrated or not? Not by how it feels. You will never get a clean read from the inside. You cannot tell the difference between a 4 out of 10 worry and a 7 out of 10 worry while you're running it around in your head. The inside gauge is broken. It's broken for everybody. Don't worry. That gauge is always going to feel like you're somewhere in that stretch between technical difficulties and suddenly everybody remembers they're religious. To counter that, you read it from the outside instead. The test isn't how anxious you feel, it's what the anxiety is making you do. Calibrated fear makes you take small, bounded, proportionate actions. The quarterly review, actually doing your books, the cash buffer, the options that you've priced and shelved. Miscalibrated fear makes you take big swings to soothe the feeling. Launch parallel businesses, start a mead company, build the next thing you don't actually need. Hey, we're opening a pizza business. We are? Yeah. Why? Well, it feels good. It's fun and it'll protect us in case this original thing fails. Remember, you can't always tell from the inside how scared you are, but you can always tell from the outside what the fear is making you do. If you're hiding under the bed at night, you might think, I'm really scared. If somebody walks in the room, they will know you're way beyond really scared. You're actually hiding from something. So that's what you have to do. Watch your hands, not your gut. If the fear's got you doing small protective things, it's working. If it's got making big new bets, it's running you, and you want to be harnessing it, which means there's one simple question that you can ask anytime that dread spikes. And it'll tell you honestly whether to act on it or let it pass. The question is, am I about to do something proportionate? Or am I about to do something big to feel better? Is this a restart the engines moment? Or am I already reaching for the parachute? And if I'm just feeling that hum of on an ordinary Tuesday where nothing's wrong, proportionate is the right feeling. The big to feel better bet, once again, is building something that you don't need. It's extreme. It's unneeded. This is building a raft to get back across the river before confirming that the bridge is still there. Almost every single time, the honest answer to the question, is the bad thing actually happening? Or do I feel like it just might? The answer is almost always the second one, feeling like the bad thing might happen. And the second one does not call for a new business. It calls for a look at the real numbers and an early night. So keep option one warm, not built, warm. That's the whole posture, a tripwire, a scoreboard you actually check, 1 or 2 options on the shelf, the backup plans, a little bit of fear you've decided on purpose to keep. That's not coasting. That's its job. It's pushing you. It's motivating you. It's keeping you on your toes. It's not controlling your life and telling you where to walk. It all started with the business could disappear tomorrow. We found out the fear was aimed at the wrong target, that the move was never more product lines. It's the trust that you've already built. Then we gave the fear a job, a tripwire, and a plan. And now we've given it a scoreboard. And we've decided not to kill it, just to keep it honest. Here's the truth sitting under all four of these. You spent years being afraid that thing would disappear. And it kept not disappearing. Partly because the fear kept you careful. And you're allowed to keep the carefulness that fear provides. You just don't have to keep paying taxes on it. The fear was right to show up. It's just wrong about what year it is. And your only job now is to show it the scoreboard until it finally believes you. Now go build a farm business, not just a farm, and one that you don't have to worry about 24/7. Thanks for watching. I'm Diego, Diego, and until next time, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.